A guy like Mickey, you know, you and I saw him come in from the very beginning on the team. We actually saw him back when he was on the Thailand World Cup team in 2016, and there was something special about this guy, and he has proven that he absolutely deserves this spot.
He had just such a crazy run, too, because in the first season of Apex, he had to come in halfway through the tournament, right before the playoffs. Yeah. Everybody thought that Envy was going to be done, and they made this insane run with his Diva play, sweeping the finals 4-0, and then taking MLG Vegas right after that. So he has been an amazing presence on this team, and just even as a pick-me-up, he always is smiling, always is joking around. It's hard to get tilted in a game where Mickey's there pepping up the team.
Yeah, that's right, and he's going to stay in as we see some subs coming in for Dallas Fuel. XQC subbing in for Seagull, and there's one more, Monte Cristo, in the support role. Chip Cyan going to be subbing in for Custa this time.
And this is the thing about the Dallas Fuel. They will have a strategy for every map. They have the tools, and they're really willing to swap them out to maximize their potential. We're not going to see any swaps on the Seoul Dynasty roster for Temple of Anubis, however.
That's right, Junkertown going the Dallas Fuel way, and now we go to our assault map, Temple of Anubis. And it makes sense to bring in a player like XQC, that aggressive Winston specialist on this map.
Yeah, it does. And even though we've been seeing in the preseason and our very first map of Dallas Fuel here in the Overwatch League inaugural season, we've been seeing Mickey run as a solo tank more often and not playing necessarily that flex tank role on the Diva. It's still nice, of course, to have great players like XQC and Coco who can add so much, and we probably will see Mickey here just playing the normal Diva role and probably more of a dive style of composition, but you never know. XQC also, of course, famously a solid Orisa player.
Yeah, and you can never overstate the amount of value that Chip Cyan brings to this team, too. His great Ana play, he's become a very good Mercy player as well. I hope we get to see him unleashed on the Ana again at some point once the meta shifts a little bit, but for now, you know, it's good to see him in whatever capacity he can play.
Hey, you got some Ana on the last map. You can't complain too much with Jae Hong playing mostly Ana.
Between these two guys, you probably have the two best Anas in the world in this match right now.
Yeah, it is hard to argue that.
Absolutely.
Definitely a case can be made. And we are going to have Miro on the Orisa, so we're going to see the boost again that we saw in our first match of the day.
That's right. We only need Mei for her ice wall. Get out of here.
Gotta love the yellow snow of Seoul Dynasty Mei.
I wasn't going to say anything. I love our team colors.
I can't wait to see Blizzard.
Well,
and also the Blizzard devs later for me making that comment.
You know, I was hoping we'd get to see a little Jae-Hong Mei on Junkertown. We saw the preseason, but no such luck yet. It's going to be that high ground defense from Seoul Dynasty, hanging out up there with the Orisa, with the Diva.
So we saw the Widow. Yeah, we saw this earlier, but it was paired with a Junkrat on the other side. Munchkin will be playing the Tracer, and XQC. This is going to be a slow pushing composition.
Yeah.
A lot of meat here with the Orisa, the Diva, and the Roadhog. So they're going to slowly push towards the point. Doesn't matter if they take any damage from the Widow. They are just going to heal up and build up their support ultimates. Nice pull up.
It's a lot of HP, but it moves fast with Harry Hook on that Lucio as well. So we'll see where they can reposition here.
Yeah, you see as we're watching right now that Zunba is saving his defensive matrix for the Orisa halt because he doesn't want them to get pulled off the high ground.
That makes sense. Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose that positioning. You don't have the Mei to boost you back up there. Oh, but that's not good. Munchkin and Jae-Hong already going down here as Seoul Dynasty infiltrates the defensive fortifications of Seoul. Or Dallas, rather, infiltrates. That's looking pretty good for them in their point A attempt. Oh, and a fadeaway snipe on on the outside.
I barely saw him in time, and Effect was already had his mouse on Fletta's head.
He just turned casually, brushed him off his shoulder, man. That's
So this is also a weird strategy on attack. We don't see very many slow approach strategies like that. And with
the slow to me.
It was slower than normal, that's for sure. Taimu will be switching over to the Reaper now.
Yeah.
For point B. They're sticking with this, see if they get a pick here and can snowball this with Effect.
Great swap for Taimu to go over onto that Reaper. We saw Effect doing that a lot during the
Sinba's already dead. He went too far. This could be disastrous.
Yeah, Effect grabs a couple already.
Oh man, they're 3 down and there's a Reaper on the point already, Doa.
Dallas is there ready to capitalize. in the faces of the respawns. Effect taking that position to handle them as they come out. Lots of damage done. Munchkin not surviving too long. That's 2 points already. Are you kidding me? Are they just going to take it right here, right now? They are.
6:14.
6:14 on the clock. I have almost never, I can count the amount of times I've seen that much time in the time bank on this map on one hand.
Zunba really...
Maybe half my fingers.
Zunba really dove deep there and got demeched and killed almost instantly. So even though they didn't... The thing is, when you have that Widowmaker, great for that first point when you have the long sight lines. But obviously the ultimate doesn't do a lot for you on the second point. But if Zunba's going to go that deep and get shoved off and into the midst of the enemy team, and then he can follow it up with a kill like that, Fleta had reset his ultimate, obviously, by moving on to the Genji. So had Taimu, but the quick Reaper swap, once you get a couple guys up on that point, it is insanely difficult to remove that Reaper once he actually gets all the way on top of the control point on B.
How does Effect look that much better every single time I watch this guy? I mean, seriously.
His story's crazy. You watch the Dallas Fuel YouTube video where they're talking about each other. Great video, by the way. But it's like, Effect, he plays a couple hours of OSA, and then he plays like a couple hours of aim training games. Then he plays like an hour of quick play, and only then will he start playing ranked. I mean, the regimen, the individual regimen that Effect puts him through, himself through on a nearly daily basis shows why he has the level of aim that he has.
See, when my practice regimen is like a little bit of World of Warcraft and then some Reddit, and then I get scared and don't play ranked.
See, that's why we're standing where we are, Noah.
That's right. That's right. We don't have to worry. We don't have to win. That's the comforting thing for us.
So this is going to be a forward defense from Dallas Fuel. We saw this style of defense from London Spitfire in the preseason match that they played against the San Francisco Shock. So won't be going for any May boost. They want to play more aggressively. Harry Hook is going to be on the Soldier 76. So one support yet again.
True enough. Let's see what Fleta can do on this Genji. He's put in some pretty good performances on that here in the past. Zenyatta, you can't. Not good at climbing trees, I suppose. He needs that upgrade. He doesn't have that one yet.
Omnic's not good at scaling trees, I suppose.
Guess not. Trying to bust Dallas Fuel off this high ground here. Zunba does get demeched by QXC immediately. Effect chased off of that high ground. Fleta going after him. He's the one who needs to get these kills. He's going to settle for a Harry Hook for the moment. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not, especially because it's going to be hard for this Mercy to go ahead and attempt a resurrection here. That's why he's going to chase Effect around up. You may have bitten off a bit more than you can chew, Fleta.
Well, Widow
he's on the run. He's getting healed now. He's all right.
He's back in action for the moment, and Shanghai, or rather Seoul, has put in some pressure on the point already. There's one tick on the control beater. They've got Dallas backed into that stairway right now. Arrow has to back away. There's the stick coming in. Munchkin claims one. XQC goes down, grabs Mickey on the way out too. Both tanks out of the way. And Seoul looking like they may take a pretty quick one, unless maybe they have people out. He res XQC. I didn't see that right away. And yeah, with that Orisa there, it's tough to finish that one off.
All right, so but Munchkin's still in the back. He's going to try and cut off reinforcements. Has to use his rewind early though, so he may not get the damage done.
All right, let's watch Effect on this map.
Munchkin's still in the back as we take a look at this replay right now. Impressive for him to wait out that reflect and then fake a kill onto Zunba before he comes back and deals a bit more damage. I mean, right now, honestly, the Seoul Dynasty are still spread all across the map. They're at a giant arc. Zunba's on the high ground. Miro's there too. You can see Munchkin in the way back. This is a long flank. They're going to collapse from all sides.
Yeah, Munchkin coming in too. Zunba already half health. Doesn't want to get demeched anytime soon. Has to back into the room. Getting chased down by Harry Hook on that Soldier. Fleta with 2 on the Dragon Blade though. Oh, but Harry Hook responding long enough to get 2 of his own. And his self-destruct though, not getting anything.
And he got Toby, who had the Valkyrie up.
Wow.
So it may be able. They're still going to push through. They have the healing from Jae-Hong with the Orb of Harmony. So one more tick. That'll be it. But only 5 minutes and 35 seconds or so, which is still less than the total time in the time bank.
Look at those ults though for Seoul Dynasty, sitting on 5 right now to the 2 of Dallas. So they're coming into this with a lot of momentum. This is their big chance to try to put a good time on the time bank themselves.
Yeah, they have to snowball this right now to have a shot in this game.
Yep.
Miro gets low, he gets killed through the Primal Rage.
Wow, that was a ton of damage coming in, and here comes Taimu. With that Riptire, he's going to find some damage onto the Winston. Munchkin looking for some targets in the cave here on the right, trying to find it on the chips. Fleta finishes that one out for him.
They are going to re-back with the self-destruct. Can't get there in time as Mickey actually gets taken out by Jaehong before he can hop back in.
Well, great start for Seoul so far on point B. They got a lot done. Now it's just a matter of taking out the people that come next. And I guess that's not even going to be necessary. 4:48 in the time bank. Normally, I'd be going crazy about that. That's a fantastic time. But against 6:14, that's a...
Still, there's plenty of time for adapting, though. The difference is not so great that this isn't going to be a very competitive match. And credit to Seoul, you can see how well they communicate in-game. When we were looking at that map overview, Munchkin stayed behind enemy lines for a long time.
Yep.
You can see how deliberately they created a massive... They just basically surrounded the point, had Fleta there, and then they dropped in all at once to pick up the major kills that they needed to flip point A. That also gave them a huge amount of ult charge, which then made it quite easy to snowball through point B.
I don't think I've ever seen a game where a team gets 4:48 left on the clock, and I'm like, that's pretty good, but it's tough to compare to the other team. It's a lot of time left. We could easily see like a 6-5 ending score for this one. This one could go a while.
And exactly, these are my favorite kind of assault maps, where it's very snappy, it's very attack focused, because you get to see how well these teams craft their strategies and how well they're communicating as they execute these complex flanks in order to get onto these points.
It's a trap.
Well, we'll see if it's a trap this time.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if anyone walks into it. Well, it's still a trap, even if nobody activates it.
I suppose it is, just an ineffective one at that. Same style of defense, and this worries me a bit because it hasn't changed when it comes to their positioning or their team composition, and Seoul was effective against this.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back to this sort of high ground defense, it's kind of kicking it old school a little bit. I feel like teams like Seoul and like a lot of other teams a long time ago have figured out how to dive this properly.
All right, they're diving now. They're waiting to get healed up, and now everybody's coming in.
Here we go. Beck gets a kill onto Fleta with a mine, actually. Interestingly enough, gets chased off the high ground, though. Couple shots on Zunba as he falls, but his team falling around him as it happens. Toby in the trap, but Jaehong is there to save his mercy with a shot to the dome on effect. That's going to be a very quick point A.
And when we saw Dallas Fuel, their strategy the first time was to plop down the healing station from the Soldier 76 and try and fight on that on the initial dive. This time around, though, they send Zunba in to disrupt and punch people back from that high ground, so they're not getting as much healing, and they just move straight on through. Take a look at Miro's perspective right here. Valkyrie's already up. So the poke that was done early gave Toby a ton of ult charge. That's why they fell back and waited for all the heals to come through before diving.
Miro already disrupting Dallas Fuel in their defensive setup there on the high ground. Gonna go in now. Munchkin very low on the outside, has to recall. He's in a safe spot though.
All right, Taimu with the Riptire, waiting for it, does get Munchkin, but Toby's coming in with the Resurrect. Mickey wants to zone them off the point. He's trying to get as much time as he can.
Yep, that's right. Just trying to buy as much
There's
as possible.
The res.
Yeah, Munchkin brought up by Toby at the last second. Comes back in. He's getting a lot of healing in with this Valk, but now they need to get some time.
Wow, Munchkin actually managed to blow up Taimu with the Pulse Bomb, and this is an easy roll here for Seoul Dynasty.
Oh, wow. This may be it, actually. Dallas has one more chance to get onto the point and try to push this back, but XQC going down fast. Nice shot by Jaehong, and that's 3:18 still left on the clock for Seoul after they get 4 points.
Wow.
Oh boy, this one's getting good.
And this is where the old team of Lunatic High was so effective. This is why they are a two-time Apex champion. It's because they can adapt. And once they figure out a strategy, they can change their execution. And they saw the same thing from Dallas Fuel. It's very difficult to beat the core of this roster if you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Very true. So now, talking about that adaptability, how is Dallas Fuel going to change things up to try to match that time? The nice thing for them is they still have a ton of time in the time bank, about 1.5 minutes more than Seoul started with. But they need to move fast. I mean, that was pretty much an instant point A, point B take for Seoul. That was about as quick as you could do it. They only took about 1:30 or so, about 2 minutes total if you add in that extra 30 seconds you get after point A to complete their attack run.
Yeah, very convincing.
Yeah.
Clearly, and we're going to see them run a full dive composition on the defense. So I think they're suspecting that the slow push composition is going to come back, and they're realizing they just need to jump on it immediately. And as far as we can tell, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be the Roadhog D.Va with XQC on the Orisa and Effect on the Widowmaker one more time. Seoul is changing it up. They will start to head this off right after they go in from the choke point, and they're not going to give any shots to Effect in the meantime.
Seems to be the setup.
Well, they know if they kill Effect that there's very low damage output on the side of Dallas.
Zinba, death from above. Firing from on high, coming down. Wow, right on the chips. Great Rockets gets hooked, but it doesn't matter. The Mercy's already out of commission.
But
Or
Effect,
maybe it does.
Yeah,
Effect
takes down Jaehong, and they manage to grind it out. So even though the healer goes down, a different tactic this time. They use a Lucio speed boost to get onto the point and force the dive composition to play into them on the tanks. So they just ignore the dive. They say, you can't catch us. We're going to move faster by amping it up, speed boosting our team over, and then you have to walk into our tanks where you just get hooked and die.
I mean, they had Lucio. They had Harry hook on the Lucio in their first attack too, but they took it a little bit slower.
Yeah.
This time going straight up the middle, and Seoul just wasn't ready.
So the thing is, they didn't see any defenders on the high ground. So they're like, oh, you guys
Oh,
playing
that
dive.
hook.
Okay.
Goodbye, Fleta. Time on fire right now. Popping that whole hog, needs a little bit more. Munchkin finds the kill anyway. XQC on the point with that Orisa. Effect in the back, getting the shots, takes down Jaehong. The control meter is building, and they've already seized control of that point.
This just keeps on going. Effect still has that angle. A hook on the
Another
side.
hook.
Toby switching to the Sombra just to get back to that point, but it's nearly done.
Yeah, Fleta can't dislodge Effect. He loses that duel again. Transcendence for Jaehong, just trying to buy time for more of his team to respawn. Another attempt at that with the Primal Rage from Miro on that Winston. Doesn't matter though, the kill still coming in for Dallas. Taimu misses a hook, but they've chased the Winston back again.
They have, but they're still not getting this actual point.
They've nearly
They're
got
gonna
it.
try and come in with the Dragon Blade, but he gets picked off by Taimu.
That's right. Munchkin just being as annoying as he can. There's Zimba with all that health on the D.Va mech.
There he's killed by a pulse bomb. This may actually be a hold. Can they do it?
Well, Taimu gets the kill on the Munchkin. He's got another whole hog. All right, they've got the May in there now for Seoul Dynasty, but he can push people back. They're so close, they've nearly got it. Fleta falls, and that will be at 4:30 on the clock for Dallas Fuel. We are still tied up on Anubis, 4-4.
And this is where we see the high-quality Overwatch, everybody. This game is hype as hell already.
Yeah.
Dallas Fuel, you can see the reads, the adaptations they're using. We don't see the Widowmaker Orisa defense for Seoul Dynasty. Fuel knows how to play against that with this composition. So they don't see anybody, just boost straight into the point. Force them to come to you. You're walking into D.Va Rockets, you're walking into the hooks from Taimu, and you just don't have the HP to go ahead and take those tanks down very quickly, and they're just chewing through the DPS members of Seoul.
Well, this is exactly the high-level Overwatch match we were hoping it would be, and I'm getting chills, man, because this is reaching like epic levels of Temple of Anubis, and both of these teams still have a ton of time in the timing. When I have never seen a match where it's 4-4, one team has 3:18, the other team has 4:30.
Yeah, there's a possibility we go into like 8-7 here.
That would be crazy, man.
That would be really exciting.
I've never seen that.
Okay,
That
so
would be something.
we just keep seeing the depth of this Anubis play.
Yeah.
And as I say that, they do
gonna go
exactly
again?
the same thing.
Huh, all right.
Actually, yeah, so Taimu, well, once again, on the Junkrat, and they're still going to be playing that same position.
It's a gentleman's agreement between these two teams. They just want to see how many total points they can score on Anubis, I guess.
And back to the classic dive composition for the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
They were successful in getting them off the high ground last time. Can they do it again? Mickey's playing low ground this time.
Waiting for that perfect opportunity for the dive, and now it's going to come in. All right, they're going to go.
Yeah, they're not all grouped up, so notice that they've actually spread out Dallas Fuel on this defense.
Yeah. All right, Zimba demeched early. Good start for Dallas. Ooh, but Taimu does fall. Fleta in the back lines, a kill on the chips. Another one onto Harry. Fleta going crazy, trying to make another one effect. He gets it. That's 4 kills for Fleta already on Seoul Dynasty. And they are going to crush point A yet again.
And the difference in that defense from Seoul, you could see them. This time Effect was way in the back. They were spread out along the bridge so that nobody could get dived easily. But Seoul takes a step back. They look at that defense, and then they call targets efficiently. so everybody is following Fleda's lead as he starts to pick up those kills.
Pure insanity, Monte Cristo. We are going in to a possible 6th point for Seoul Dynasty, and again, the momentum is theirs. Taimu over on the Sombra now, so there's your adaptation from Dallas, but will it be enough?
Taimu, players played a lot of Sombra in the past, and they're going to try and hack those mega health packs to get some more healing, to get the EMPs up as fast as they can. Munchkin going to be the first of all. XQC will get the kill.
Good target selection from Fleta, finishing off XQC there on the Winston, now hunting down. Oh, the Mercy, but he can't quite do it. Dallas coming back, winning this fight. And it looks like they're going to stabilize for probably the first time in this map.
Yeah, this has been such an attack-favored map for both teams. Not something we say about Temple of Anubis very often, but the execution by the attacking teams has been clean. And now Taimu already has that EMP as we suspect. So it's up to Seoul to try and bait that ability out and play around it.
That's right. EMP available too, or rather Valk available for chips too. Valuable ult, they can use it. XQC falls early again. Effect goes down too. Fleta on the point right now, waiting to use that Dragon Blade. Harry Hook, he may not even need it to finish him off.
Where's the EMP? It was used.
Yeah, Taimu gets Munchkin, but not a whole lot else.
We gotta wait right now. Chips is in Valkyrie, getting his team healed up. Not a lot of members on the point. Very low percentage right now for Seoul.
There's the Dragon Blade, trying to wait out most of that Valkyrie, swinging wildly, but getting booped away, getting battered away by XQC on that Winston. Fleta gets nothing with the ultimate, and he is gonna have to back off for the moment. Harry Hook falls.
Both supports down
carrying.
though.
Yeah, man, it's all Munchkin right now. Got a couple, paved the way for his team to come back in. That's going to be the first tick for them on point B. Taimu trying to buy as much time as possible. Gets out for the moment, just trying to stay alive, waiting for the respawns.
Yeah, super hard to stay alive, even on that Lucio.
Ooh, yeah.
Somehow, we have Harry Hook finally going down. Mei is out, the stall tactics are coming in.
Oh, did he time it? He did. Chips taken out with the pulse bomb right after that ice block ended. And Seoul looking good, but a lot of time getting chewed off the clock here by Dallas. Transcendence now for Jaehong. They've nearly got it, less than 30 seconds remaining. Effect does go down. Mickey back on the point one more time. D-Mech again.
Fleta with another Dragon
a little
Blade.
bit longer. If they can just push it to OT, that would be huge. Chips still alive. Nice ice wall, staying alive somehow with 1 health before he finally goes down. Nice kill on defense.
No.
That's going to be it. 11 seconds. They tried, but Dallas just quite couldn't push Seoul into OT.
That was a good stall though, and nearly ended that time bank, but not enough here. Seoul Dynasty holding on with a few seconds remaining and very barely managing to push in on the defense that time. We did see some overextension by Dallas Fuel. They were playing too aggressively at the front of the temple on point B, and so they got picked off, and they didn't have a good use of that EMP. You need people to engage into you with the EMP.
Yes. This is a big opportunity for Dallas, though. They still have 4 minutes and 30 seconds in their time bank. If they can get another really fast 2-point take and go into our 4th round with a big advantage in the time bank, that could be huge. That could be enough to push them to a 2-0. But this thing, I got a feeling, is going to go down to the wire.
And very may well, and we are going to have another May boost up onto the top point here of Temple of Anubis. So they decided they didn't like actually running their dive composition on defense, and it's back to their original defense.
Yep.
And Munchkin on the flank by the far staircase with the Tracer, so he'll be poking away and trying to get any supports as they trickle in, and be the same old for the Dallas Fuel.
You know, right now in this meta, I tend to like this defensive setup a little bit better than what we've seen Dallas do, but you know, it hasn't really seemed to stop either team, no matter what they've been running into.
Dallas had a great answer last time, and now they're taking it slow again. You can see this is about methodically avoiding the sidelines, getting up onto the high ground, and again, try and get a little bit of damage on your tank so you get some of that support ultimate built up.
Straight up the middle again. At some point, Seoul needs to drop
down. To fall down.
That's right, 1 tick already here. Effect does fall.
Munchkin got effect.
They're getting those kills. That's the big part. Taimu gonna fall soon. There we go. Another one for Fleta.
Flood is on the back. He actually set up a crossfire. So look at the differences in positioning that we see from the Dallas Fuel in this fight. Munchkin, more patient, waits to find specifically effect on the back line. At that point, Fleta sets up over the back so they can create a crossfire between the bulk of their team on the point and the Widowmaker on the far side. Great positioning.
Great diva stall, too. I mean, that really bought Seoul a little bit more time. Let's check that replay. Fleta, again, like you said, has this crossfire option. And there's nothing really Dallas Fuel can do to stop these shots from coming in and really swinging the fight in Seoul's favor.
He tried to do it last time, but it was effective this time.
Speaking of effective, there's Effect himself, down to just 6 health, trying to stay alive, can't quite do it. Miro with the finishing blow. XQC hiding in the little room off to the side here. Still trying to handle Fleta. Not crossfire position here. Toby, low. XQC trying to stand strong, but Jaehong gets a kill. Now Mickey backing away again. Got demeched early, and Seoul Dynasty still holding point A. It's getting a little bit scary for Dallas.
Yeah, it is, and both teams will have the Valks up soon enough. Chips will be there by the time this next fight starts. Harry Hook looking at that sound barrier as a method to get his team to hold on to this point.
Right.
And the slow approach again. The problem with Dallas Fuel's composition is that it does move slowly onto the point. It takes a lot of time to set up.
Oh, Fleta is so ready for effect there.
Yep, and now he's going to set up the crossfire again.
Yeah, he's
trying to punish that Mercy, but not going to find it.
Effect res, so he's back in action again, and Jaehong does fall, so an opportunity finally. But now Fleta taking that really far back position, looking for shots, and he's so far away. Again, all Dallas can do is try to avoid these shots. They can't really punish him right now.
They have to get on the point to start contesting it is the problem. Toby actually kills Effect.
Okay, some headshots coming in, but again, Fleta may just have to watch his team lose the point here. Or maybe not. Mickey demeched, XQC low.
They're just playing it. They can't walk into the open right now. It's too dangerous. Seoul Dynasty has surrounded the point. They're coming from too many angles.
Well, they got to get that shield up. There's the supercharger as well to help. Doesn't last long as Zunba takes it down. But so far, Dallas still sitting on the point. But as I say that, Taimu falls, and it looks like Seoul may just reclaim it fully again.
They are going to take it. So Dallas's next shot comes from Chips being closer to that Valkyrie. They can get it rolling. They might be able to do something. They're switching everything up right now. Taimu on the Soldier. Effect over to the Genji. And we have XQC on the Winston. So it's do or die. They're going to change. Oh, my. That's a delay.
Ooh, yeah. Taimu really getting picked at the worst possible time.
And there goes their res, too. They're going to have another one, though, once Chips actually hits that Valkyrie.
Man, the shots Fleta's been hitting this match have just been insane. Another kill onto Effect here. And man, when it comes down to it, Fleta has really become the hero for Seoul on this map.
Who would have thought, but the old roster of Lunatic High is better with Fleta, as we might say.
It's better with Fleta, can't argue with that. Nice shot on XQC, and he can't quite make it out. Man, Fleta just looks untouchable at this point.
He doesn't have pressure, that's the thing. Effect can't get up into his face, and they keep getting picked off. Mickey now, the late stall, 25 seconds. They cannot be in the line of sight of this Widowmaker any longer.
This may be it. This may be it. One last desperate attack from Dallas Fuel, and if they lose one more person to these headshots coming in from Fleta, I think this round and this map are over.
Waiting for somebody to peek right there. Doesn't hit Taimu, who he's looking for.
A little bit of healing coming in. If he can get the Mercy kill, that's big. Chip still alive. There's a dive. Fleta on the run. Backs off. Tries to find it. Oh, we can't get the Mercy in time. But Munchkin coming in with the pulse bomb onto Taimu. Chips pops that Valk. Gets his DPS up again. And now Dallas coming in. Can the respawns from Toby be enough to help Seoul fight it out? There's the Transcendence from Jaehong. Trying to keep whatever's left of his
Harry Hook, watch that sound barrier. It's up to 94%. Effect is coming in with his Dragon Blade.
He gets Toby. That's big. He gets Jaehong as well. Both supports out of the way. A 5-player kill streak already on the slate for Effect. And that may be it. Dallas Fuel, they're into OT, but they are not out yet.
Oh, man, maybe they should have saved that sound barrier, though, because they've got 30 seconds, and that could have been it. They are going to have a tactical visor. There are swaps coming in. Jaehong knows that that tac visor's nearly up. He needs to sleep dart Taimu.
All right, this attack has to go perfectly if they're going to have any chance. XQC waiting for that primal rage. 10 seconds remaining in the time bank. It's now or never for Dallas. They gotta make something happen. XQC onto the high ground, doesn't quite get it. Oh, but Taimu takes down Fleta with the attack visor. Good start. There's the self-destruct from Mickey, paving the way for Dallas to position themselves on the point right now. Taimu fighting for his life, pushes back the Lucio for the moment. We're into OT again, but that's one tick already. Munchkin falls. Dallas looks like they may have the position to do this. This would be crazy if they can pull this off. They've got the numbers. They've got Jaehong down. Taimu low. They keep him up just in time. Zunba gonna get demeched in just a second. And Fleta doing what he can, which is not much, as he is a dead Reaper. And Miro, it's all on him and Toby right now. The Lunatic High Core, they need to save their team to win this map. OT getting low. They gotta stay on the point. Dallas cannot afford to do it. This may be it. I don't know, man. I think Seoul may have the number.
XQC, can he buy the time with that primal rage?
Taimu falls. XQC backs away, and he can't get to the point. Seoul Dynasty will tie up this series.
Wow,
man.
Woo! Man, you know, you gotta say, when we had the preseason, when we had the Overwatch World Cup, that Hanamura match between Korea and USA was probably the best map of that whole tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And this Assault map, too, turning into what a thrilling display of Overwatch skill here on our first day of the league.
Absolutely awesome start to what we knew was going to be a marquee matchup. Dallas Fuel and Seoul Dynasty all tied up here in the Overwatch League, and we're gonna take a break, guys, and when we come back, it's halftime. Gonna break it down at the desk, and I need to give my voice a break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the Overwatch League right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Intel and Omen by HP.
Did that hurt? My ultimate is almost ready. I will watch over you. I'm capturing the objective. Taking control.
My position. I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts.
Americans. My ultimate is charging. There comes something to life. You are advised to move behind.
If you didn't enjoy the first two games in this series,